Welcome to the next episode of On This Day in Gaming. We're taking a different approach to the Castle Cousland episode than how we covered Leliana's song. I'm in search of a more efficient playthrough style while providing a review of sorts. Not of the entire game, mind, just the immediate quests or area that we'll be covering in said episode. Now that we've covered that, let's go ahead and dive into the main campaign of Dragon Age Origins. One of the really cool things about Dragon Age Origins is how unique it is in the way that you start the game. Origins gives you not 1, 2, 3, or 4 different ways you can start, but 5. Yeah, 5. Pretty amazing, really, when you think about it, and it means lots of replay value. Each origin story provides different backgrounds for your player character that will heavily impact your experience of the game. The origin stories include Human Noble, City Elf, Daily Shelf, Circle Mage, Dwarf Commoner, and Dwarf Noble. I'm not going to cover each one of those in depth. We will focus on the origin story that I chose, which is Human Noble. This origin story, your default character, if male, will be named Aiden Cousland. This character, regardless of gender, was born to wealth. His family, second in power only to royalty. Their long lineage known for justice and temperance. Those beliefs, and many others, will be challenged. This game is really tremendous. And the number of opportunities that you get to forge your character and that character's impact on the world. Needless to say, how Aiden responds will ultimately determine his fate. Some cool stuff indeed. And on the surface, it's an intriguing way to start the game. The execution, however, at least as far as the Human Noble is concerned, does leave something to be desired. The Human Noble origin has a slow start, the immediate stakes unknown. Aiden's first action is entertaining a conversation with his father, Taryn Bryce Cousland, and a character named Arlendon Howe. Howe, by the way, is voiced by the incomparable Tim Curry. He of what is the name of that movie? Yes, he of the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Tim Curry, amazingly talented individual who unfortunately suffered a stroke some years back and has not been active and relegated to a wheelchair. Quite sad, quite tragic. But I digress. That's Tim Curry is one of my favorite actors and personalities for that matter. Okay, so no sadness. In this conversation, there's talk of Aiden's father and his brother Fergus answering King Kaelin's call to battle and heading off supposed blight. As well, there is the arrival of Duncan, a senior Grey Warden. Grey Wardens are more or less specialists in defeating Darkspawn, rather unique monsters that are behind the aforementioned blight. As for Aiden, well, he won't be doing anything nearly as exciting as entering the fray of battle. He is asked to stay at the castle and steward However, basically. Aiden's most pressing immediate task is to act as communicator, find and instruct his brother that Fergus is to depart with Bryce and the bulk of the Cousland forces immediately. Now, you can go straight to Fergus and speed up what is a slow start, but I chose to wander the castle, ingratiate myself to Aiden's existence and world through subsequent conversations and reading various texts that I stumbled across. The texts were informative, but dry. Dry as a sandy beach. They lack personality. And read more like manuals than engrossing fiction.
All right.
Still, the text did provide an excellent history of the Cousland family, and gave me the opportunity, while wandering around and finding them also gave me the opportunity to familiarize myself with specific characters, and also got extra quests for my efforts. We'll start with the first of those. It's called Mischief in the Larder. If you're at all familiar with role-playing games, you're familiar with this trope of being charged to kill rats. We have come across a character. His name is Sir Gilmore, and he'll be assisting us in finding and killing said rats.
Get that bloody mutt out of the larder.
But mistress, it won't let us near.
If I can't get into that larder, I'll skin both of you useless elves, I swear it.
Calm down, good woman. We've come to help.
You and you! Your bloody mongrel keeps getting into my larder. That beast should be put down.
I'm sorry he's bothering you, Nan.
Just get him gone. I've enough to worry about with a castle full of hungry soldiers. You two, stop standing there like idiots. Get out of the way!
And of course, here we go. The trope of all RPGs. We'll have to fight some rats here momentarily.
Why are you talking to me, young man? That wretched creature is likely eating my beautiful roast as we speak.
How did he get in the larder this time? You've taken extreme measures to keep him out.
How in the blazes am I supposed to know? He up and walked through the wall, I expect. That hound isn't natural. I see it in his eyes. He does this on purpose, just to torment me.
Oh, look at that mess. How did he even get in here?
Are you trying to tell me something, boy? Uh-huh.
It does seem like he's trying to tell you something. Wait, did you hear that?
Okay, and here are the rats. Let's see.
All right.
A lot of them.
Too bad. Giant rats? It's like the start of every bad adventure tale my grandfather used to tell. Your hound must have chased them in through their holes. Looks like he wasn't raiding the larder after all.
Those were some very large rats.
I've seen larger. They come up from the Kokari wilds sometimes. But seeing as you've got your Mabari well in hand, I'll be on my way. I'm to prepare for the arrival of more of the Jarl's men.
There he is, as brazen as you please, licking his chops after helping himself to the roast, no doubt.
Actually, Nan, he was defending your larder from rats. Big ones.
What? Rats? Not the large grey ones.
They'll rip you to shreds, they will!
See, now you've gone and scared the servants. I expect those filthy things are dead.
Yeah, the rats are dead. It's quite a mess, in fact.
Oh, I bet that dog led those rats into there to begin with. Oh, don't even start with the sad eyes. I'm immune to your so-called charms. Here then, take these pork bits and don't say that Nan never gives you anything. Bloody dog. Thank you, my lord. Now we can get to work. That's right, you two. Quit standing about. Thank you again for your help. Now, if you'll just hold on a moment. Yes?
Do you know who?
Adney, get moving with those casts. And Kath, do you think you can serve that to the turn with dirt from the floor all over it?
miserable old bat.
Old bat, am I? We've got to work double time on supper, sweep out the hearths, and no complaining.
Busy day.
Just keeping order. That's why your father keeps me on. The good maker knows I needn't take care of you anymore. Thank you for coming to your old nanny's rescue. That blasted hound is more trouble than he's worth. He is. And don't start with me. You've gotten all you're getting today. But what about you, my lord? Been keeping safe and well behaved, I hope?
Why would I say anything but yes to that question?
Ha, clever whelp. That mouth of yours will get you into trouble one day. Do you remember that bedtime tale I used to tell you? The dog that bit?
Not too well, no. How about you refresh my memory?
Bless me, I used to tell you that one every night, I did. I thought it was your favourite. Before our fathers' fathers came down from the mountains, a warhound was born to the elder bitch of a tribal chief. They named him Hahaku and gave him everything. He grew up a fine, strong pup, destined to be the partner of the chief's eldest son.
And Hahaku grew prideful.
The young hound became arrogant, taking food from his kin and warning them, in the way of dogs, that the chief's family would punish them if they tried to attack him. Years passed, and the time for the chief's son to take a warhound came closer. Hahaku's pride swelled, and many of the people of the tribe came to the chief, quietly whispering of this dog's bullying. With each complaint, the chief saw only Hahaku's strength and pride, and sent his people away. But as his son grew, the chief watched more closely. The day might come when his boy's life would depend on this dog. If the humblest of his people would not trust Hahaku, how could he?
So he made a weaker dog his son's partner.
There are many kinds of weakness. You'd do well to remember that. When the day came, Hahaku sat proudly waiting to be called, but the old chief chose Hahaku's brother as his son's hound. Hahaku was shamed, but felt no remorse. So great was his rage that he darted across the fire pit and bit the chief's hand.
A bold move.
No, an impulsive and prideful one. The chief and his son struck at Hahaku, cursing him. The hound ran into the village, seeking shelter in the tents and kennels. The other dogs snapped at him, and the tribe's people threw stones at him. Before the chief could reach him, the tribe had torn Hahaku apart. Now, what should you carry from this tale?
How you treat the least is remembered by the greatest.
True. Hahaku thought nothing of abusing the tribe and their dogs, but their complaints showed the chief he could not be trusted. But you're far too old now for an old woman to be reminding you to watch how you behave,
Why did you tell me that story?
It's a story worth repeating. That's all. Be off with you then. Tell your brother farewell before he rides off to war.
Yeah, as it turns out, Nan might be gruff, but she's soft-hearted and endearing. Sir Gilmore, on the other hand, has all the edge of a baseball bat. Okay, admittedly, I could have said that better. What I mean is, he just doesn't seem to be very interesting. Okay, from here, we will talk to Mother Dear and a few others. In doing so, we can get a one-night stand with either Iona or Darren, depending on which way your pendulum swings, and assuming you pursue the correct conversational prompts. Yeah, Nan's head exploded, and my hound, he ate the kitchen staff.
Well, at least one of us will have had a decent dinner. Perhaps your hound left something I can feed my guests. Darling, you remember Lady Landra, Ban Lawrence's wife?
I think we last met at your mother's spring salon.
Of course. It's good to see you again, my lady.
You're too kind, dear boy. Didn't I spend half the salon shamelessly flirting with you?
Right in front of your family, too.
You remember my son, Dyron. He's riding with your father tomorrow.
It's good to see you again, my lord.
And you, Darren.
And this is my lady-in-waiting, Iona. Do say something, dear.
It is a great honor, my lord. I have heard many wonderful things about you.
Don't look now, Eleanor. But I believe the girl has a crush on your lad.
Lady Landra!
Hush, Landra. You'll turn the poor thing scarlet.
Perhaps we should speak alone sometime, Iona.
As it pleases you, my lord.
I think perhaps I shall rest now, my dear. Dyron, I will see you and Iona at supper.
Perhaps we'll retire to the study for now.
Alrighty, with that done, let's go to the library and talk with sweet Iona. If we don't, the one-night stand won't happen. On the way, we'll pass a historian and a couple kids to whom Aiden has already talked. In that room are some of the aforementioned texts. I strongly recommend you read them. Though, like I said, they are dry as a sandy beach, they will add to the depth of your game.
Greetings once again, my lord.
Good evening to you too. I must say, you're very pretty.
My lord is very kind, thank you.
Honestly, I haven't seen many elven ladies in waiting.
Lady Landra has been very good to me. I am lucky. If I may, your mother has no ladies-in-waiting herself. Is that usual for a noblewoman of her rank?
She found a maid like you. I would certainly encourage her.
You are very kind, my lord. I'm nobody special. You make me blush.
How did you come to know Lady Landra?
My family has been in service to hers for many years. Lady Landra elevated my place as a reward for our loyalty. I hope this position might pass to my daughter.
You have a daughter?
Forgive me, I shouldn't have mentioned her.
No, it's quite alright. Tell me about her.
Her name is Amathine. Her father died of a wasting sickness 2 years ago.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you. He is with the Maker now.
You know, I bet your kid, bet she has your beautiful eyes.
She does. Many people say she looks a great deal like me. I'm the only one who sees her father in her.
Sounds like Lady Landra has been very, very good to you.
Lady Landra is good to her elven servants. That is not true in many households, but I hear it is in yours. It speaks well of your father to show such compassion.
Could you tell me a little more about yourself?
I am an open book, my lord. What would you like to know?
Where were you born?
Lady Landra's manor is not half so large as your castle, so my family lives in the alienage.
Do you enjoy living there?
There we do not stand out quite so much. In an alienage, my daughter learns what it means to be elven. As much as possible, so much of our history has been lost.
Is there anyone special back home?
No longer. I have little time for such things.
Surely you're joking. Someone as beautiful as you.
You flatter me, my lord. I am not so pretty that suitors are lining up, if that's what you mean.
Kinda curious to hear your thoughts on humans.
That is an awkward question. What do you mean?
Do you find humans attractive? The reverse seems to be true enough.
Some humans, yes, without question.
I'd like to ask you about something else.
Of course.
I think we should get to know each other better.
Aren't we doing just that? What else did you have in mind?
Something more intimate later on in my room.
I see. I think I might like that. If I come to your door once everyone is asleep, would that be agreeable, my lord?
It would. And you can call me Aiden.
Until tonight, then.
So, Aiden has some fun times on the horizon. With that said, it's time to talk with Fergus and hopefully get things started for real.
Is there really going to be a war, Papa? Will you bring me back a sword?
That sword, Oren, and I'll get you the mightiest one I can find, I promise. I'll be back before you know it.
I wish victory was indeed so certain. My heart is disquiet.
Don't frighten the boy, love. I speak the truth. And here's my little brother to see me off. Now dry your eyes, love, and wish me well.
Should I wait outside?
Stay. I'd like to say farewell.
I gotta say, man, I wish I could go with you.
I wish you could come. It'll be tiring killing all those darkspawn myself.
Surely your father would not place both his heirs in danger?
Mother and father have been fighting about it for days. It's too bad. I could have used you at my side.
To be missed, brother.
If it's any consolation, I'm sure I'll freeze in the southern rain and be completely jealous of you up here, warm and safe.
I am positively thrilled that you will be so miserable, husband.
Did you know there's a Grey Warden in the castle?
Really? Was he riding a griffin?
Shh, Orin. Griffins only exist in stories now.
I'd heard that. Did he say why he's come?
He says he's recruiting.
Oh? If I were a Grey Warden, little brother, I'd have my eye on you. Not that father would ever allow it.
Do you really think this war will be over so quickly?
Word from the south is that the battles have gone well. There's no evidence that this is a true blight, just a large raid.
Could that be true?
I'll see for myself soon enough. Pray for me, love, and I'll be back within a month or two.
I hope it goes like you say. I do have a message, though. Father wants you to leave without him, which is curious.
Then the Isle's men are delayed. You'd think his men were all walking backwards. Well, I'd better get underway. So many darkspawn to behead, so little time. Off we go then. I'll see you soon, my love.
I would hope, dear boy, that you plan to wait for us before taking your leave.
Be well, my son. I will pray for your safety every day you are gone.
A good shield, I think, would be more useful.
The Maker sustain and preserve us all. Watch over our sons, husbands and fathers, and bring them safely back to us.
And bring us some ale and wenches while you're at it. For the men, of course.
Fergus, you would say this in front of your mother?
What's a wench? Is that what you pull on to get the bucket out of the well?
A wench is a woman that pours the ale in a tavern, Orin. Or a woman who drinks a lot of ale.
Bryce, Maker's breath. I swear it's like living with a pack of small boys.
I'll miss you, mother dear. You'll take care of her, brother, won't you?
Oh, I think you're going to need more protection than she will.
I agree. Especially if you get yourself hurt. I will never forgive you.
Now that is a good incentive, wouldn't you say?
Enough, enough. Pup, you'll want to get an early night. You've much to do tomorrow.
Getting sent to bed early, are we?
I don't mind. I have someone waiting for me.
What? You sly dog?
Fergus, really?
It's the elven lass that arrived with Lady Larder, isn't it? Don't you tell me it isn't. At any rate, I'll miss you. Take care of everyone, and be here when I get back.
I like the fact that they didn't make everybody's teeth ultra white. I mean, this is supposed to be taking place in a medieval world where dental hygiene was lacking, to say the least.
If you should need any assistance in the coming days, I would be glad to offer it.
Mama says you're going to be watching over us while Papa is gone. Is that true, Uncle?
It is. That's true, Orin.
What if the castle is attacked? Will there be dragons?
Dragons are terrible creatures, Orin. They eat people.
Yeah, I want to see one.
This is your influence, Fergus.
What? I didn't say anything.
Are you going to teach me to use a sword, Uncle? Then I can fight evil too. Take that, dire bunny. All darkspawn, fear my sword of truthiness.
Truthiness?
We're teaching him about honesty.
Don't worry, son. You'll get to see a sword up close real soon. I promise.
Best do as your father says, darling. I will see you in the morning, bright and early.
You should be on your way, pup. Long day ahead tomorrow.
Is sending all our forces south a good idea?
When the king demands it. In fact, not sending our forces south would be a distinctly bad idea. Don't worry, pup. You shouldn't see many problems, but I want you to prepare the men left here, in case.
In case of what?
Legends of the Blights tell of horrible things. These darkspawn once threatened many lands. If we can't hold them, you must prepare for the worst.
This is why I should go with you.
Stubborn as always. I understand, but this is why it's so important that you stay. But let's not speak of ominous things. We shall assume that all will go well, and the Maker will watch over us.
You sure you'll be alright?
Your brother and I go into battle, not an afternoon tea. Who knows what will happen to us? I will tell you, however, you're my cherished son. I love you, and I trust you completely to carry on the Cousland name if the worst should happen. But don't worry about me, dear boy. You'll have enough to occupy your mind while I'm gone.
Alright, I'll give up the hunt, I guess. About this Grey Warden.
Ah, I was wondering how long this would take. Has he asked to recruit you?
And if he did want to recruit me.
If he did, then I would have to consider it. If a blight is truly upon us in the south, then Grey Wardens will be needed. There is no higher calling. If it comes to that, we can talk about it when I get back. Until then, just show him every courtesy. Duncan is a fine man. And a hero.
Well, I guess I'll be headed off to bed.
I know that you'll do me proud. You've grown into a fine lad. That much is clear.
Interesting scene. You get a sense of Aiden's relationship with his family members, which is cool. Though the writing this far, I don't know, it seems somewhat clumsy. It's not bad. It's just a little, I don't know, sometimes it falls a little flat, feels a little bit forced, and the foreshadowing, it's not at all subtle, but still manages to be ambiguous.
Your hound is making so much noise. He seems so angry.
I think something is dreadfully wrong.
I thought I heard yelling when I woke up, but now I hear nothing. I'm gonna see if someone's in the hall.
That's a bad idea. Right, this moment, as otherwise known as the quote-unquote exciting incident in writing. Ideally, if you're a writer, you'd want that to happen long before now. I mean, if this were a book, most likely the reader would put it damn down.
Darling, I heard fighting outside and I feared the worst. Are you hurt?
Those men killed Iona.
What? The elven girl? But why? Her scream woke me up. There were men in the hall, so I barred the door. Did you see their shields? Those are Hal's men. Why would they attack us?
Obviously, the bastard has betrayed Father. He attacks while our troops are gone. No wonder they were delayed.
You don't think Hal's men were delayed? On purpose? That bastard. I'll cut his lying throat myself. Have you seen your father? He never came to bed.
No, I haven't. I was in my room.
We must find him.
Can you still handle a weapon, Mother?
I am no Orlesian wallflower. Give me a sword and I'll use it. Now let's go. Perhaps we can salvage some things here, darling.
Oh, shit.
No! My little Oren! What manner of fiend slaughters innocents?
Sadly, every other person in the castle who wasn't armed is now dead as well.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, they got
If she
her
hadn't
too.
come to me, if she hadn't been here. Can you hear the fighting? Hal's men must be everywhere. I have my treasury key. We could go there first and take the Cousland sword from the vault. If anything is worth fighting to keep out of Hal's hands, it's that sword. Listen, darling, we haven't much time. If we can't find your father, you must get out of here alive. Without you and Fergus, the entire Cousland line dies here. If Hal's men are inside, they must already control the castle. We must use the servants' entry in the larder to escape. Do you hear me?
I hear you, but I want Hal dead.
Then survive and visit vengeance upon him.
Yeah, bleak, and things got really dark really quick, which is not a bad thing. I don't mean that as a criticism. It's actually a good thing to start out with this light and kind of breezy existence, and boom, all of a sudden that existence has been turned upside down, which is really interesting, actually. Very engrossing. Rather than find Bryce right away, we'll do as Aiden's mother suggested and get to the Cousland treasury to find that sword. Hopefully it's as effective as she has let on, and it's something that we can use in battle.
We're getting close to the treasury. The Cousland family blade lies inside. Use that key I gave you. That blade cannot fall into Hal's hands.
Yes. Going.
On the way here to the treasury, and after here, basically between the treasury and the audience hall, I took the time to explore what areas I could. Some are blocked off by flames. You gotta work your way around the castle. You can't go from point A to point B. Pretty much have to go from A to G to B, whatever. At any rate, I'll not show that for expediency purposes and to reduce fight redundancy. Suffice it to say, I recommend doing the same for illumination, finding out the fates of people like Mole, immersion, and experience points. Okay, so with that, we will show what will transpire inside the main hall. Come on, dude. Oh crap, Gilmore's about dead.
Right. Go, man the gate. Keep those bastards out as long as you can. Your ladyship, my lord, you're both alive. I was certain Hal's men had gotten through.
They did get through.
They killed Oriana and Oren. I can't believe. Are you injured?
Don't worry about me, your ladyship. Thank the Maker you two are unharmed. When I realized what was happening, it was all I could do to shut the gates. But they won't keep Housemen out long. If you've another way out of the castle, use it quickly.
Come with us.
If I do that, you won't make it out before the gates fall. Please, go while you have the chance. When I last saw the Terran, he'd been badly wounded. I urged him not to go, but he was determined to find you. He went towards the kitchen. I believe he thought to find you at the servants' exit in the larder.
Bless you, Sir Gilmore. Make her watch over you.
Make her watch over us all.
Oh, Gilmore. Son of a bitch. Oh boy, okay, so stakes have decidedly risen at this point. Poor Honorable Sir Gilmore. He thought he'd be joining the Grey Wardens, and instead will serve as a blockade until death. Damn, that's some tough stuff. Whew, alright. So it is time to find Bryce, Aiden's father. He is in the kitchen. Note that the following scene will bring us to the close of this episode in a rather heartbreaking fashion. I hope you've enjoyed this new format, and ask that you like and subscribe if you haven't already. Would be greatly appreciated. Happy gaming. Shit, there's Nan. She's dead too.
There, you both are. I was
Bryce!
wondering when you would get here.
Oh, man.
Maker's blood, what's happening? You're bleeding!
Hal's men found me first. Almost did me in right there.
Why is Hal doing this?
He can't get away with this. The king will...
Bryce, we must get you out of here.
I won't survive the standing, I think.
Then we'll stay, and we'll defend you.
Once Hal's men break through the gate, they will find us. We must go!
Someone must reach Fergus. Tell him what has happened.
You can tell him yourself, Father.
I wish I could go. Oh.
Bryce, no. The servants' passage is right here. We can flee together, find you healing magic.
The castle is surrounded. I cannot make it.
I'm afraid the Terran is correct. House men have not yet discovered this exit, but they surround the castle. Getting past will be difficult.
Where the hell have you been?
You are Duncan, then? The Grey Warden?
Yes, your ladyship. The Terran and I tried to reach you sooner.
My youngest son helped me get here. Maker be praised.
I am not surprised.
Can you do something about Hal?
Not here. There are too many men, and they seem as willing to kill me as they are all of you. Flight is the only option.
Whatever is to be done now, it must be quick. They are coming.
Duncan, you are under no obligation to me, but I beg you, take my wife and son to safety.
I will, your lordship, but I fear I must ask for something in return.
Anything.
What is happening here pales in comparison to the evil now loose in this world. I came to your castle seeking a recruit. The Darkspawn threat demands that I leave with one.
I understand.
Be careful what you wish for. Which I did, leaving the castle. What about Sir Gilmore?
Truthfully, you were always my first choice. I will take the Tyrna and your son to Ostagar to tell Fergus and the king what happened. Then, your son joins the Grey Wardens.
So long as justice comes to Hal. I agree.
Then I offer you a place within the Grey Wardens. Fight with us.
My duty is to take vengeance on Earl Hal.
We will inform the king, and he will punish Hal. I am sorry, but a Grey Warden's duties take precedence even over vengeance.
Hal thinks he'll use the chaos to advance himself. Make him wrong, Bub. See that justice is done. Our family always does our duty first. The Darkspawn must be defeated. You must go. For your own sake and for Ferelden's.
I will, Father. I'll do it for you.
We must leave quickly then.
Bryce, are you sure?
Our son will not die of Hal's treachery. He will live and make his mark on the world.
Darling, go with Duncan. You have a better chance to escape without me.
Eleanor.
Hush, Bryce. I'll kill every bastard that comes through that door to buy them time. But I won't abandon you.
I'm not going to let you sacrifice yourself. I'm losing one parent today. I don't need to lose two.
My place is with your father. At his side to death and beyond.
I'm so sorry it's come to this, my love.
We had a good life and did all we could. It's up to our children now.
Then go, pup. Warn your brother. Know that we love you both. You do us proud.
They've broken through the gates. We must go now.
Goodbye, darling.